People, deluded DG, I'm back again, the best YouTuber at this. Fridays equals Q&A days, and thank you very much, man, people, for coming in with them questions. I'm probably going to introduce a deadline. If you can get me your questions via any social media by probably Wednesday 9 p.m. British time, 9 p.m. For those of you that are watching in other countries and them things, just to make it a bit easier for me and for you lot, and so that it's a decrease, you'll see a decrease in me missing out your questions. But what can I say, man? Without your questions, I can't do this, people. So thank you each and every time, man. I mean, there's 52 weeks in a year. You lot consistently throughout the whole year have consistently come with questions, and some of the names that are asking me questions every week, I'm seeing them. It takes a lot of desire, passion, and commitment to do that. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you, people. But enough with that. Let's crack on. Some good questions, some very good questions. Give me 1 second, people. I've copied and pasted too many together. Just so it's easier for me to see. I don't like when everything's smushed up together. You know the one there, people. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry, people. 1 sec. Alright, cool. Let's crack on. Now, let's start off with... That's a good question, in fact. I wish I had my tactics board with me. Main man Obok, another one. Exactly what I'm talking about. Week in, week out. Shout out to you, my guy. He's asked, would you consider a 3-4-3 with a front three of Ozil, Aubameyang / Lacazette as a striker and Ramsey as a 10? This would be a good trio as you have creativity with Ozil and goal scoring with Aubameyang / Lacazette, with a bit of both with Ramsey further forward, and also Bellerin and Cola providing width. My guy, I like the way you speak. I like the way you think. I wish I could. You know what? Let me see if I can grab on that. I don't want to get up too quick. One second, people. Shout out to main man over, man. Any excuse to bring out the tactics board, I'm there. Let me step back. So you said a 3-4-3, innit? Now, the one that would, trust me, I believe in that, people. I believe in that. That's a solid shout. But one thing I'm thinking about is how it would look in real time. So I'm a visual sort of person, so I like to see things in front of me. So we'll do a circle for a green one for Ramsey, a red one from Mesut. Now I see the angle, my guy. I see the angle. I think it would bang, but it's the shape that I can't understand. So we've got a 3-4-3, excluding the keeper. Sorry for the glare, people. But the first thing I'd think about would be how we'd line up. Now, Ozil and Ramsey would have to obviously provide the width in the team, especially when we're pressing the back line. But I do think you'd see one of the two. You would see, obviously, Obo or Laka stay further forward. I think Ramsey would get sucked in midfield because that's what he wants to do. He would naturally come in midfield. He doesn't want to be on the flags. That'll make it a 5 in midfield. Ozil is similar. Ozil's never gonna. He can beat someone with. Sorry, people. He can beat someone with skill, but he's never gonna beat someone with pace. So he's not gonna stay out wide too tough. To which they're gonna go into midfield. So you could also almost say it's a four midfielders and our two fullbacks providing the width. So we've got that. You could say we've got that, but the first thing I'd be scared of is first and foremost who's going to support Aubameyang. Yes, you already said quite rightly Ramsey provides a bit of both, and Ramsey would run in behind like we've seen in certain games. Ozil can press as a front three as well. But I just think we'd probably be a bit too narrow, and I do feel currently our fullbacks, they offer width, Monreal and Kohler especially, but I think we're lacking a bit of quality. To be fair with you, I think that's a very solid idea, my guy, man, and there's not much wrong I can find with that. If I had to find, the only wrong thing I could say is that Aubameyang and Lacazette, you know me already, my guy. I want to start them both consistently. I feel, obviously, there's games you take one out, you play one. They've both got different strengths, but consistently, I'd like to see both. I like your outlook, man. I just feel Ramsey and Ozil, especially in regards to helping our fullbacks, they'd have to do a lot because they'd obviously get caught inside. So in regards to helping our fullbacks, if they're going to drift and make it narrow, that presents obviously 2v1 situations for the opposition. Now Ozil and Ramsey are better defensively than a lot of people, myself, give them credit for, but I don't necessarily see them tracking back and supporting the fullback. So, and already our midfielders aren't the most switched on. It's just Torreira by himself. So there's probably them sort of teething issues, but I think that's a solid idea, my guy, man. Like you said, you've got a bit of both with Ramsey. Don't know if we can implement that because January's round the corner. You obviously got Osu, who's not in favour at the moment with Vino Emre. And obviously you got Lacan Aubameyang. Now, like I said, that's a great idea, man, and a great way to kick off the quick Q&A. Rax, again, another consistent one on the Snapchat, man. Shout out to him. Thoughts on Damari Gray? I think Damari Gray is a baller, man. Now, I would actually like him at Arsenal, but because I think he's got a lot of scope to develop. I feel he's developing well and he's come up a level. I think he's got to go to that probably that next step before he's courted by the elite clubs. I feel Spurs and Arsenal, he's probably the sort of look into. These are the sort of players that we could benefit from looking at unearthed potential. I always give you guys Liverpool as an example because I think Liverpool do it rightly. Liverpool obviously spending money on top targets. They tried to get Fekir and things like that, and Salah wasn't cheap, but they take chances. People once upon a time would turn up their noses at Salah and Mane. They would have said, oh, they're good players, but no, there's something to say. Liverpool took a chance. They're laughing. You look at Shaqiri. Now, don't get me wrong. Shaqiri is not a world-class player, but Liverpool could have done a lot worse than signing him as a squad player. It's a good squad player, but many people, myself included, thought it was just that. And to a degree, we were right. He is a squad player. He doesn't start in their strongest lineup, but there's no doubt about it that he is playing more importance at Liverpool than many people thought, and he's standing up to be counted, and rightly so. He should play more minutes. They signed him for 12 million. Now, a lot of people before that would have said Shaqiri's a good player. Can you rely on him? He likes to be the small fish in a big pond, essentially, with Stoke. He's played for the Munichs. He's played for Inter, and he's not shown any quality. Liverpool took a chance, and right now they're laughing. So you see what I'm saying? I think Damari Gray, to a degree, falls in that people are either waiting for him to kick on to the next level before they make a move. You look at Adama Traore as well, to a degree. If he could get end product, he could be good. So I do think, because of the financial constraints specifically to Arsenal, they're the sort of man that we could look at. But again, I sound like a hypocrite because Damari Gray is English. As much as I love him and think he's a wavy footballer and watched him from his days at Birmingham, he's costing a minimum of 50 million. 50 million probably has to be, I don't think he's necessarily worth it, but in today's day and age, who's really worth the transfer fee? To even get Leicester to listen, you'd have to probably bid 50 million, maybe 25 and 30 now, then they see what we can do with that. But yeah, you've also asked me, would I consider signing a left back in January? Of course I would. It's always difficult to do business in January for obvious reasons, but I think that's an area we need. So if the opposition proposition presents itself, definitely, my guy, man, definitely look at that. Probably a bit stocked at left back at the moment. Maitland-Niles can do a job there currently. Kohler's there, Monreal's there, but Monreal's had his injury issues and he's getting on a bit, and probably I think next season he might be used more as a centre half or option at centre half more so than at left back. Kohler's decent going forward. Defensively, he's very poor in my opinion, as much as I like him. And he's also, for me, the main one is the injury worries. He gets fit, then he gets injured again. He keeps getting little knocks and stuff, and he's been here for 2-3 years now. In fact, it's been 1 year, well, 2 years now. And has it been 2 or 3? Either way, he's been here for 2 seasons, let's just call it that. And we're yet to really see a sustained run of form, a sustained level of performance, or even a sustained run of fitness. I'm not being fair. There's obviously been long periods where he's been fully fit, but you get the point. Hopefully I've answered your questions to the best of my ability. T amazing. Had a shout out to Tariq, man. Another certified one. Always, yeah, man. You guys know at this point, innit? He's certified. Yo DG. Any thoughts on the Real Betis left back Junior Firpo? Swear people, I've done a video on him. Shameless plug. But I like him a lot. I've watched him a lot this season. If I look at his performances, from what I conclude, if you look at how Arsenal are playing with 3-4-3 at the back and the modern day fullback, he's very good going forward. Very good. He can actually score goals. He can assist. He can actually play as a sort of winger, not really a winger, but a left wing back essentially, but just spit slightly forward. Similar to Kohler, I see his best performances as offensively. I think he played well against Barcelona, but if I look at his mistake for the penalty against Villarreal and a couple things, I think he can improve in the air. I think his positioning can improve, and I think he can improve defensively. I think he's a rough diamond, but he's only 21 to be fair, and I would love him. I think we need him at Arsenal again. I think we need someone who can defend first, but there's always an objection to the rule when a player's good, and I think he's very good going forward. And from what I've seen, he would be on my list anyways if I was at any club with any influence to be able to sign players in that position. So hopefully I've answered your question, my guy. Truth884 asks, shout out to Truth, man. This guy is always saying positive stuff, man, and trust me, there's actually been times where I've not been sure of myself or times of doubt, and I've seen your comments and they've kept me going, man. There was one comment that really, obviously it's nice to receive praise, but one of the best things I can take away is when people say my content is pure, and you said that, and it really not a funny man thing, but felt it in here, my guy. So shout out to you. But yeah, when I blow, I'm gonna get you some Hennessy on me. But you've asked me 4-4-2 with Lacazette as a centre half and Aubameyang as the striker. Lacazette is good with his back to goal, and Aubameyang is good staying up top. I'd be cool with that, my guy. To be honest with you, the formation would probably change a bit slightly, and the only issue I could probably see is actually the central mids. I think we obviously Guendouzi and Torreira work well in a pivot, but at times you see there's a gap between the two. So for me, the issue would obviously be the pivot. But we essentially play a pivot with a 10 essentially, or well, lately we've been playing a flat midfield 3 essentially. But you get the point. So I'd be up for 4-4-2, my guy. Joel asks, DG, did you see Paul Merson's latest comments on Torreira? Now I think he's come out and said he was lying, but I did see a bit of them. He said Torreira is not good. Torreira wouldn't get in this team and that team, and to a degree, I'm not gonna give them any airtime. I mean, if he didn't say it, then it's sad that the Sun and then papers there are painting him out to be that. I know Paul Merson says a lot of outrageous stuff, but if a man didn't say something, he didn't say it, and it's not fair for him to get critiqued on something he didn't say. If he did say it, it's a pity, and I will say a lot of it isn't true. I can't believe certain people get paid to speak within British football or about certain things, but we know we're in a world where it's a closed network and they're in positions of that for a specific reason. We know journalists, football pundits, etc. are never honestly critiqued for their opinion. And we know with social media and the day and age, with the opportunities that come with just making noise and having attention, whether it's negative, positive, or you could be doing something outrageous, this is the beast. You see pundits, you see journalists, you see everyday Joes do stuff for clout. Social media is a dangerous job. At the end of the day, he has to get paid. I suppose people are not listening to certain people when they say normal comments, so that's why you probably see the likes of Paul Merson say some outrageous stuff. Tim Shearer would come out and say that, no disrespect Spurs, but he's come out and said your draw against Barcelona was the best result in British football for the last 10 or so years. I mean, that's quite frankly outrageous, and most Spurs fans would have been looking at me like you're talking nonsense. But this is how people stay relevant, and you have two choices. You either ignore these people, which I do and a lot of other people do, but you can't always ignore them, or you reply to them. Either way, they're getting what they want. It's like Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan's an idiot. Like Piers Morgan, and I'm not saying he's an idiot because he's not intelligent. He's an extremely intelligent man, but the most dangerous weapon people use in them sort of positions is intentionally being obtuse and gouging and gaslighting. 3 components he does very well. So these people do it on purpose, Joel, man, and we're never going to see a change in it. So if that's what they do and that's how they sleep at night, what can I tell them, my guy? Aaron's asked me, would you rather Federico Chiesa or Nicolas Pepe as her January signing? I butchered Chiesa's name. I know he's an Italian lad that plays for Fiorentina. I'd be happy with either, my guy, man. They're both good signings. I'm not too sure which one would be cheaper. I think Pepe's form has meant that it's a 50 million thing in January, depending on how you could structure that. If we could pay 25 and then next few years hook you up with something, then I'd be up for it. I would love Federico as well, to be fair with you, and depends what we can do with Fiorentina. I'd be happy with either one, to be fair with you. Bellows asked, apart from Chelsea, who else could give Arsenal a run for their money, with the likes of Napoli, Inter Milan, Valencia getting dropped to the Europa League? Who knows, my guy, man. I think Napoli were quite unlucky. They bottled it, but they were quite unlucky not to go through out of the 6 game weeks in regards to the Champions League, so you've got to respect them. I think Inter Milan have been poor, but you've got to respect someone with a cold-hearted killer like Icardi in your striking ranks in front of goal. Valencia, I'm not really shook of Valencia, but at the end of the day, they beat United, and Valencia away would be tough, and I'm not sure about now, but they have one of the best statistical defenses in La Liga, I think, up there with Betis and Atletico Madrid. You've got to be good setting up away from home. Arsenal have an issue breaking sides down, so potentially over 2 legs, that could be something concerning. So yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure, my guy, man. All the teams you've said, I'd probably say Napoli, to be fair with you, excluding Chelsea. And you've also said, if you could take one youngster from Chelsea, who would you take? Hudson-Odoi, Mount, or Amalfidou? Now, can't understand how Amalfidou is not at Arsenal considering his dad was here. Maybe that's why. I would love Hudson-Odoi. I would love Mason Mount. I think he's got a good future in the game. I'd love Amalfidou. I'd like Billy Gilmore, the young Scottish international they have. Ajonian, I can't say his name, the young 16, 17-year-old, they've got him. Ridan. They've got a lot of good talent. Chelsea got a lot of good talents, man. That got a lot of time for. But let me make it easier for myself and just use the names you've presented me. I'd say Hudson-Odoi. Arsenal need a winger. He needs to play football. He needs a club that will give him a chance. And yeah, man, that's him, innit? You look at Foden, Sancho, Nelson, Emil Smith Rowe, all of these sort of guys within in and around that sort of age group. They're bursting to the brim. Specifically, I know Nelson isn't that age group, but specifically Sancho, Emil, Foden, and them man there. They were part of the team that won the World Cup at under 17s level. So I want to see them all progress. So I think Hudson-Odoi. I can't say your name, my guy. Asgar, forgive me if I mispronounced your name. You've asked me my opinions on Nandez from Boca. I like him a lot, man. Like you said, he's got a release clause of 11 mil. I think he's got a good final ball on him. I swear in the Copa Libertadores final, he played a lovely ball for for Boca's goal. Forgive me if I'm wrong. He's a decent player, man. So I'd be happy with him. Like you said, his release clause is essentially pennies. So that'll be looking at it. You've also asked me, what's your opinions on Bostos from River Plate at right back? I don't think too much of him, my guy, to be fair with you. I haven't seen extensively, but from what I've seen of him, I don't really have an opinion. You've also asked me about Tagliafico from Ajax. I don't rate him, to be fair. If he comes, he'll have my support, but I think he's quite crap, essentially, to be fair with you. I won't lie to you. And if possible, you've said Lozano from PSV. Yeah, I'd take Lozano. I'd want Lozano. I really want him. I think he's, for me, the key to scouting a player, looking at a player, is obviously watching them multiple times. And I feel at the World Cup, before the World Cup at PSV, at the World Cup, I'm not saying he made mad lights, but I feel he stood up to be counted. He stood up to be counted the season before this season, and he's continued. I think he's made for the Premier League. I'm not saying he's going to be world class and stuff like that. I just see someone that can score goals and would score goals in this league. I see someone that's able and willing to put in a shift defensively. I've always been convinced, but shall I tell you the one game I concluded that, okay, 100% this is one of the men. PSV versus Barcelona away. I don't think he scored. I think Bergerac scored. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but just in his performance, clearly how he was trying to listen to the tactics being implemented by Van Bommel, his manager, it really convinced me that this is the man, to be fair with you. So it's not just him, a lot of other targets, but he's one that I'd be more than happy with, and someone that would be at the club already if it was up to me. Ironman's asked, forgive me if I've mispronounced you, another one always in the comments on Instagram. He's asked me, excluding money, if you could have 3 material things, what would you want? Now, it's difficult, man. It's difficult because if you ask me like things out of life, then I would tell you good health and things like that. But in regards to non-material things, I would love to be able to own a home, which I don't think is going to happen in today's society. If you look at London and several other cities around the world, I'd say I'd love to be able to own a home. If someone could, yeah, I'd say a business that could present me with an income, residual income, so I don't necessarily have to be there for it to work. A business that I have to be there for it to work. I would like gold, silver, stocks. Gold and silver. I know we're not in medieval times and the times of the 400s and things, but the world's never changed. Oil, gold, silver, these are the main currencies essentially. Maybe not so much oil, but these are the main currencies. I mean, and silver and gold are still assets, so yeah, and stocks is stocks. Like, how could you not want stocks and other financial investments and stuff? I would also like coins. I feel coin collectors, people that collect coins, are one step ahead of the game, especially if you're in your 20s, because we're not going to have a pension. I know someone that started collecting their coins, paying £50 a coin. Their coin thing is worth $3 grand, and I don't want to hot up their thing, but they've been told within 20 years, 30 years, it's going to be a nice little one for them. So if they keep that until retirement, who knows, they might be laughing to their bank. If they do certain things where they can get away with capital gains tax and stuff like that, then cool. So yeah, because tax, I think tax is obviously needed, but tax bullies people, in my opinion anyways. Tax man, allow me, I pay my taxes, I do my thing, I'm cool. But yeah, I don't think I've got any more questions from you guys, man. I've answered them, man. What can I say? I've enjoyed that. Apologies for shaking the screen. I've really enjoyed that, people, as I do, man. Yeah, what can I say? That's another Friday Q&A session done. Comment with more. Like I said, we're going to go for a Wednesday 9 PM deadline from now on. So if you could get your comments via whatever social media channel you've got to, you can hit me up on Facebook, Snapchat, you guys know already, Twitter, all of these, just simply by commenting under this video and subscribing and liking. yeah, people, like, without you lot, this thing can't go. So let me not take up more of your time. I've probably been here for about 20 minutes now. So on that note, people, enjoy the rest of your Friday. Deluded. I'm out.